I appreciate that. So I didn't want to take up too much of your time. I just wanted to maybe take 15 minutes to kind of just reflect on this entire process of you coming into owning, your home now that you've sold to Cornerstone Bridgepoint, and some reflections on all of that in the aftermath, and your thoughts on the process. And so why don't you go ahead and start and tell me your name and when you first bought or acquired the property that you sold.
Sure. So my name's Fernando Leon, and we purchased that property back in the early 2000s, right? 2000, 2001. And we lived there until, we rented it for a couple of years. So we were there till probably, 2023. So we had been there for more than 20 years. And it was our primary residence. We have a lot of memories there. It was really difficult to let it go, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and
but go ahead.
I was gonna say 20 years. That's pretty significant chunk of of someone's life, and so share with me some of the key moments that you developed in that home. What were some of the highs and what were a couple of the lows?
The highs has always been highs, never been any lows. We've been very blessed, and we raised our daughter there, and she grew up going to the same school all through from K through 12, and she lived there, had 20 plus Christmases there, 20 plus birthdays there. We've had a lot of parties. And it was just a lot of great memories we created there. But it was a little, we were a little sad letting it go, but we were presented with an opportunity that we're like, oh, we cannot pass up on this opportunity. So that was one of our biggest assets, and we decided we'll let it go. And thank God we came across Kelly and her group, and they made it so easy to get this transaction completed.
And what about that experience, the interaction with Kelly, helped you make that decision to say yes? She's really good at connecting with people. She has a good, I get feelings from people. Yeah.
Right? And I'm 99% of the time, I'm usually right. And I got that same feeling with Kelly. I said this, because let me tell you, there was actually a couple other people that were offering us a little bit more money than Kelly. And I said, I'm going to go with Kelly. For some reason, I just said, we're going to go with Kelly because of just how she handled everything. It was brilliant, everything she handled. And she made it easy. Really, at the end of the day, she made it seamless and easy for us to say, let's sell this house.
Yeah, and so with that in mind, has that given you kind of like a false sense of how these things actually occur in real life, or is this like something unique in the process of home buying, home selling that in your experience have traversed?
It's our first time going through this type of experience, but selling a house, we've actually, it was our very first time, my wife and I selling a property together. And it was pretty painless. Now, we had tried to sell this house in the past, and boy, it was just very challenging. And we weren't getting the offers we wanted. And when Kelly came knocking and said, hey, we'll give you this much, I was like, yeah, it was a no-brainer for us. no brainer.
And compared to the previous time that you tried to sell the house versus now, what would you say is the largest upside of the entire process?
You know, the closing, right? It's quick, painless, and it was there weren't very many. There were no contingencies, right? Which is big when you're selling property. There's usually contingencies, and when there's no contingencies like we had on this one transaction, it's very it's nice. You don't lose any sleep. And we're going through a purchase right now, and let me tell you, there's a long list of contingencies, and we've been going through those. But you know, you get through it. You get through it, and it's been a little bit of a pain on this next purchase, but selling to Kelly, she made it really easy.
That's awesome to hear. And, you know, given the cumulative experience of, you know, navigating the market before, finding Cornerstone Bridgepoint and Kelly, and facilitating this process, what advice would you give homeowners that are in similar or, you know, comparable situations to yourself when they're wanting to sell their home?
You know, I research companies when we're before we sell to anybody, right? We want to make sure they're in good standing, they're not being sued, there's no shadiness about them. So my advice would be do your research online, make sure that the organization you're dealing with is legitimate. There's good reviews, right? You want good reviews on everybody you're dealing with. But the other groups, because there was 3 other competitors that were also competing with Kelly, and I don't know, man. I don't know if it's an intuition thing or if it's the sixth sense that I have, but I didn't have the comfort feeling that I had with Kelly. Let's just say that. And I don't know if that's really any good advice, but I just had a good feeling from Kelly. And after researching everybody, I just had the best feeling when it came to Kelly and her group.
Awesome. That's really cool to hear. Really sounds like she made it a very personable and your family-centered type of experience.
I do want to make one note, though. This is a really important note.
Mm-hmm.
I gave Kelly a little bit of a hard time.
Okay.
I did. I gave her a hard time about something that was kind of, I wouldn't say trivial, but it was important to me. And the way she handled it, she has a very high EQ, right? She handled it masterfully. It was brilliant how she handled it. And I think it just added to the comfort level when working with her. And after speaking with her and I think the CEO of Cornerstone, they just made me feel much more at ease on moving forward. So let me tell you, when I was signing the escrow or the close documents, I was reading every single word in those documents, and I'm like, I don't want to catch anything that says, okay, these funds are going to be forwarded to another account. I'm just super paranoid, right? And I'm like, it's just my normal self. But that would be my other advice. Read every document. But that's just my paranoid self speaking because, you know, this is it's a lot of money that was exchanged. And I just wanted to make sure that, you know, my family got taken care of and everything was on the up and up.
Sounds great. Now that you finally have closed, what is your next chapter?
Well, we're going through another purchase. And that is exciting, but also stressful, right? It's a lot of turning over documentation and down payments and all that. But yeah, it's a little bit, a little stressful. But, and the other thing is Kelly, what was it? It was 3-week close, right? Or a 3-week escrow. And this next house that we're buying, it's a 90-day escrow.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a long time. So yeah, it's a long time of, having to deal with stress and all this documentation we have to produce because it's a lot. It's a lot.
Wow. Well, I'd like to thank you for your time, Fernando, and your flexibility. According to your calendar, you're a very busy guy, so we appreciate you circling back after you've already closed, after you've already gotten your money. You came back and made time for us. We so much appreciate that, and we wish you well in your future endeavors. And if you ever need, our services, you know where to find us.
I do, and I have Kelly's contact information. She's getting a bouquet of flowers from us and a huge thank you note because we appreciate it when somebody does something for you, especially in a time of, when you're doing a big transaction like this. We appreciate that. And not only was she patient, she was professional, she was super kind, and that, to me, that speaks volumes. So if Kelly called me tomorrow and said, "Hey, Fernando, I need your help with something," I'm going to be there for her. So she's gained a friend. Let's just say that.
It's great to hear. One of the things that gravitated me toward working with Kelly was the people and community first type of approach she always took. She understands that this is a business, but as that business is to be successful, we have to acknowledge the people aspect of every single step in that process. And I think she elevates our experiences as individuals unlike any other. So I'm glad that you got to experience that. I'm glad it was a positive one for you. And we're going to wish you the best in all that's to come.
Thank you. Thank you. And I appreciate you guys taking time for doing this interview too, because you know what? It's important for your marketing efforts and your SEO optimization. So.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, we're trying to get the message out and get some good people to be taken care of in the right way and feeling good when they walk away knowing that their legacy is going to live on stronger than ever.
Yep. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.